better. Cause you want this, I want this. Everybody in this, what should have it? Stop illusions, it's in your hands. Show yourself, reveal it to them. Yeah, you better. Take the time to recognize it. You won't leave me even if you try it. You're the artist, I'm the mess, and happily become the new in your hands.
What's up? What's up? What's up? It has been a minute, guys. It has been a minute since I've been live on here. What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing? It's been so long, guys, because I have literally been traveling everywhere since middle of December last year. I went to Detroit, and then I went to Dubai, and then I went to California, and then I went to Mexico, Vegas. I'm headed to California next week, and then I'm going to Costa Rica to speak at the Envision Festival. What's up? Hey, what's going on, you guys? How's everybody doing? It has been a while. And so I just wanted to jump on here to say hello to everybody. Say hello to everybody because it's been so long. And guys, Aquarius season is on and popping. And my birthday is tomorrow. And it is Friday the 13th. And some people say Friday the 13th is like bad energy and they have bad things that happen. But for me personally, I don't really have that experience. All my Friday the 13th have been pretty chill. So yeah, I mean, I hope everybody's day was good. Mine was good. And yes, guys, tomorrow is my birthday. And I wanted to just pop in here and show up for you guys because tomorrow I am putting my phone down. I'm putting all the screens down and I am taking a chill pill for my birthday because this year is going to be full of excitement and just a bunch of stuff. But guys, I wanted to pop on here because it's story time. And I have had such an amazing life full of so many different things. Funny story, I was in Dubai and I was talking to Rusty and Therese, my lovely assistants from the Philippines. They travel the world with me and it's so cool because we just meet each other in other countries. But anyways, I was talking to them about a story in my life and they were like, dang, I wish the world could hear this because it's just so wild. So I'm like, you know what? Let me just start a story time because my life has been extremely dynamic. And for that reason, I can relate to a lot of different people. Okay. I mean, tons of different people. That's why, guys, at the end of the day, no one can really give me an excuse as to why something is not working for them because there are ways to get to your goal by doing the work, shadow work, mental health work, physical health work, energetic health work. You know what I'm saying? Like once you start working on those things, then you really can get to where you want to go without much resistance, guys. And this is what I teach people. Okay. And this is what I've shown through my actions. And this is why I wanted to come on here today and have story time because last year on my birthday, guys, it was the second worst day of my life. Last year on my birthday, literally the second worst day of my entire life. It was so bad. It was so bad. And I'm going to get into that as soon as I start seeing more people come in here because it's a lot to go over and I don't want people to miss. But tonight's live, guys, is going to be about burnout. Okay. Because so many of us, we run this line of hustle, hustle, hustle. Okay. And that is just how we are programmed. So we just kind of robotically move through life with this hustle, hustle, hustle mentality. And we're riding the edge of burnout the entire time. So I want to talk today about burnout. I want to prevent people from getting over the line when your body is burnt out and preventing that from happening because what I went through last year, I wouldn't wish for anybody to go through. Like I said, the second worst day of my life last year on my birthday, February 14th. Okay. So it has been almost a 1 year anniversary of like one of the hardest days for me. And so that should show people out there that you can go through hard things. Life is this, guys. It's not just this. Life is this. Always up and down. You're always going to go through resistance. You're always going to hit roadblocks. That's the game, right? I think that, guys, we're in a simulation. This is a matrix, and we have different problems that we go through to grow us, right? That is why I feel like old souls, especially that have come here during this time to help push consciousness forward, we upfronted our trauma. Like, we upfronted all of the things that we got to go through so that we can wake up and get to a point to inspire others to get out of their black, dark night of the souls. Like, that's really what I feel is happening, because we are in such a unique time on the planet right now that we are shifting into awareness. Like, we are shifting into consciousness. And I really do feel like, I don't know if it will be during my lifetime, but there will be a split inside of dimensional consciousness. What do I mean by that? I'm going left. I want to talk about this though, because this is like a really interesting download that I've recently got. And so basically what I'm saying is that 95% of our behaviors, our thoughts, and our actions are subconscious. Okay. So we don't really even consciously create this. We 5% compared to 95%. So that 95%, guys, is what creates our third dimensional reality. Our perception collapses possibility into physical form, right? That's why we call this the third dimension. All right. So our subconscious creates this. So it's not only our subconscious, because our subconsciouses, guys, everyone on the planet is connected. Okay. All of our subconsciouses are connected, which is why you see, the world the way it is, the flow of it the way it is. So if we are creating this third dimension with 95% of us, then what is going to happen when we start becoming more aware, more conscious, right? When that 5% starts turning into 10%, 20%, 50%, right? Once that happens, I really feel like the dimensions are going to split. And I might sound crazy, but this is literally what I've been getting recently. So I was talking about this a lot last year, at the end of last year. Dark and light are being pulled. Okay. So the light workers are starting to get pulled and tested more so to make sure that they can hold that light. Darkness is trying to take these people down. Okay. And I've seen there's a lot of just darkness working on the planet right now, like a lot of dark people that are trying to pull people into this darkness. So there's this split happening of consciousness on the planet. So I feel like this is going to branch off into, maybe still another Earth, but then the people that become more conscious and aware inside of the light are going to transcend to a whole different realm. Because if our subconscious, which is 95% of us, creates this third dimensional reality, then what happens when our subconscious doesn't create it and our conscious mind creates it? It's not even going to be physical form anymore. You understand what I'm saying? It's just going to be energy. I might be going way over a whole bunch of people's heads, but this is the download that I got recently, and it was very profound to me. So I want you guys just to chew on that a little bit, because it's interesting and it should show you and try to inspire you to stay in the light even when it's hard, because everybody is going through tests. Okay. Everybody. And let me tell you something. Last year was one of the biggest tests that I've ever had in my life. Actually, I think it was the biggest test that I've had in my life. So as you all know, my divorce was final last August. Okay. So I went through that drama. But at the beginning of the year, there was massive amounts of drama. And at the end of 2024, there was massive amounts of drama. So I know y'all probably know, because everybody in the world pretty much knew what happened. So there was a viral video that went out there, and it caused a whole bunch of negative energy at us, at me, at my family at the time, right? It was just, I'm talking like troll after troll. I don't know. I've never had that much amount of hate come towards, us ever in my life. Never in my life. I'm talking hundreds of thousands of comments talking about, I'm gonna craziness, threats of violence, threats of death. They even came for my son. So I know that a lot of you probably saw the video when I went live about that, because I went over to a YouTube page, my kid's YouTube page, and I saw a bunch of troll comments on his page and I lost it. Okay. This was back in December of 2024. Lost it. Guys, I'm in story time right now, so just bear with me. So I went live defending my child. And then there was another video, right, that went out, and that went uber viral. Okay. Super uber viral, which caused the world, it was started to just attack us. Right. So from months, December, January into February, I was literally, it was my responsibility to delete the troll comments, to try to get rid of block. I swear every day I was like, block. Hours, guys. I'm talking like 10 to 12-hour days I was spending deleting comments. Now think about what that would do to someone's consciousness when they're reading all of that. Okay. And I'm talking like it consumed me. Like it was consuming. It was all day, because I was seeing how those comments were affecting my partner at the time, and it was affecting his confidence. All right. And so I was making sure I didn't want any of those comments getting through so he could see what people were saying. I stood in front of it and I started deleting things. And that became my job for those 3 months. So it was crazy. It was one of the craziest times in my life. It was wild. And me, I'm pretty, present. I'm pretty happy. Right. But to be taking all that negativity in, it was a lot. Not only was I taking all of that negativity in, let's rewind, more stories. So beginning of, I would say 2020, I started to work my tail off, okay, at a company. And it became so much work that I would literally travel to the company. Okay. I would stay like 10 days and I would work 14-hour days. Then I would go back to the D and I would rest for like days, 3 days in a row. I would sleep for all of those 3 days because I was working so hard. Okay. So fast forward, I move to Florida and I start working all day, every day. It was like 12 to 16-hour days of straight work. Okay. And it was just always just, it was grind. It was grind mode. It was build mode, right? We're trying to expand, trying to grow, trying to scale, which we did in so many cases. Like it became very successful. It worked, right? All of that grinding, it worked. And we worked our tails off. So by the time that I was getting all of this negativity towards me, at me, I mean, it was at the end of the stage where I was exhausted. I was so tired. Think about it. Can you imagine yourself for 4 years straight, maybe having 5 days off during that time, but every single other day you're working, right? And I really feel like I live inside of my purpose right now in my brand. But back then it was like I was still living in purpose, on purpose, but it wasn't of me. It was of someone else. I was trying to build that, right? So it wasn't 100% what I wanted and in alignment with my creativity, right? Which was fine. It was like what I wanted to do. I wanted to support that. So I did. All right. So the hustle, grind, that happened the whole time. So by the end of 2024, when everything went viral and people started coming and attacking, I mean, people were making videos. They even pulled me into a whole bunch of different, I'm like, I didn't even do it. Like, I just stood up for my child. You know what I'm saying? Like I went live twice, and I went live once on my Instagram, sticking up for my son, because it is very inappropriate for trolls to bring in I think he was 11 at the time or 10 at the time. Like, why would you even bring in a child to your trolling? Number one, that is just super dark. And then I went live defending the whole situation. Okay. So I did. I went live on YouTube defending the whole situation. They took those, cut them up, and talked smack, and just, it was crazy. It was wild. And I don't wish this on anybody. I mean, I know y'all know what I'm talking about. It was insane. It was insane. It was like nonstop. I remember being on different flights and I'm just like, delete, like going so quick, So burnout, I was riding the edge of burnout on top of that, right? It was so much negativity that I was consuming because I was reading everything. All right. I was trying not to read everything, but it was like I had to block and I had to delete. So I was pretty much like skimming over all the stuff, taking all that in on top of a burned out body. And I'm going to get into the science of what that really means, because it's not just a feeling, guys. Burnout is a physical problem that can ruin your health. So that's why I want to talk about this. I don't want people to get there. So anyways, back to the second worst day of my life last year. So after taking in all of that negativity, all of that energy of the people coming to hate, I mean, there was all sorts of problems that were attached to that viral instance. I'm going to call it an instance. it was the most insane time for me, probably in the last decade of my life. It was a lot. It was a lot to handle. Okay. Especially when, I mean, honestly, guys, I was like the support and the tip. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of the stuff, which is said publicly multiple times on multiple different channels. I mean, I was operations. You know what I'm saying? Like I built the systems. Like I was over all of the things that were happening within that thing. Right. So I not only had to delete, take in that negativity, but I still had to run operations. Like, you know, so it was a lot. It was a lot. And then think about 2024. I don't know if y'all remember, but things were popping back then. Like it was a different podcast and a different podcast and a different state and a different everywhere. We were everywhere. So my birthday comes around and I'm not feeling good. I wasn't feeling good since the beginning of 2025. I was burnt out. And what happens in burnout, guys, like you feel flat. There is no passion. There is no spark for life. There is no purpose. All it is just, here we go again. That's what that is. All right. That is riding the line of burnout at that phase when you don't feel good. You just feel like everything's bleh. So I was there. I'm not going to lie. Like I was there. So on my birthday last year, I got up trying to be in a good mood. Of course I wasn't. Of course I was not in a great mood. I just wanted to do one thing. And for some reason, that thing was hard. And it was like looked at like it was dumb by everyone around me. But for my birthday, I just wanted that one thing, right? So it ended up being a little bit of drama in the morning. And then boom, guys. When I say that I was riding the line of burnout, I was riding that sucker like for months, almost probably years, to be honest. So riding that line, my birthday and the drama that happened in the morning tipped me over the edge, okay? Tipped me over. And I live through transparency, honesty, and authenticity. What I'm about to tell people right now is embarrassing for me, but I don't care because my information, this story may help someone riding that line of burnout. So I teach through lived experience. Always. That's always been what I do. I don't teach from books, even though I read a lot of them. I don't teach through certifications or degrees, even though I have a lot of certifications. I don't teach through that. I teach through lived experience. For people that ever are scared to share, let me just give you a different perspective on sharing your story, okay? What has happened in the past is history. It's fact. You can't change it. You can't manipulate it. It is just what happened, right? And if someone wants to judge you or not like you because of something in your past, then they're just not your people, all right? So what I'm saying is anybody can create and change their lives at any time. It is a choice. It is a decision in every single moment, right? It is literally, you have to make the choice to be better, to think better, to do better, to act better in the moment at all times. And that is what I did last year until now. And I have created a beautiful life for myself where I'm literally following my dreams. I'm living inside of my wildest dreams daily. It's so surprising to me. Like I can't even, what did I say? I was talking to, shouts out to Reverend Michael Beckwith. I was talking to him yesterday and I was saying something like, this is what I said. I never knew that this amount of happiness could exist. I never even knew it. Guys, I haven't experienced this amount of happiness ever in my life. I was like doing my dance party walk and I was talking and that just came out. It flowed through me, but it's true. So I'm telling you guys this, look, you can change your life. You can create the most amazing, spectacular life. You can do it. Anybody can do it. It's consistent effort in trying to create a good life. Okay. Not easy, but it works. And I'm showing this to you. Literally, all I wanted to do last year when I figured out who I really was, because I didn't know myself, everything changed April 10th. I lost my identity and I had to rebuild it. All right. So I rebuilt my own identity without anybody else's input for the first time in my life. And it was phenomenal. It was amazing because I figured out what I want to do. I figured out what my purpose is. I figured out what I'm supposed to be doing. And I knew it, right? I want to be speaking on global stages. That was my goal. April 10th, I probably had that goal at the beginning of May. All right, last year. And I'll be honest, before then, guys, I only had one keynote speech that I did. One keynote speech in the UK I had done. All right. I threw tons of events. I mean, you guys saw the events that I threw. I threw tons of events. I hosted a bunch of stuff, but a keynote speech teaching the material that I know. That's what I wanted to do. I'm like, I don't know how I'm going to get it, but I'm going to figure it out. And guess what? As soon as I started to align with the light, with my divine source energy within me, and I started to honor and serve myself, then everything was like, here, you want to speak here? Oh, you want to speak here? Oh, here, you want to speak here? Oh, your goal is to be in a different country every month and speak. Oh, well, here you go. Here's that. Here you go. This is possible for anybody to do. I have literally cracked the code on how to do this, how to align with your divine purpose so that you can sink into what is meant for you. There is no hustle necessary to align with divine. There's no hustle. What is hustling? Resistance. You're pushing. Okay. Hustling can get you a lot of third dimensional form stuff. All right. It can. You can work from here and create a lot of abundance. All right. It's possible. But when you get it, will you truly be happy? I don't think so. I wasn't. You have to work from the heart space. Okay. Alignment. Alignment is true happiness, true peace, true everything good. That's when synchronicities show up. That's when literally you're being led by a higher source, universe, God, source, whatever you want to call it. I call it God. I am being led by God. God is showing me the way, every step of the way. Because if I want to do something, I'll get a sign. Yes, do it. Or I'll get a sign. No, don't. I mean, that's literally what I've done in the past year. So I wanted to tell you guys this story about last year and what I went through so that I can let everyone know that this is possible at any moment in time in your life. It really just takes effort. Okay. It takes effort and it's just a choice. A lot of us just get stuck in our patterns and it takes more emphasis to be able to change, right? It takes more energy to change. I mean, when you're triggered, it is very hard to control yourself because you just want to act out. When we are triggered, guys, we literally revert back to usually the first experience that we ever had that reminded us of the way we feel in the moment, which is at childhood, and we turn into children. We don't have executive function anymore. We literally are working through as our inner children at that moment. So we make dumb decisions. So it's for us in that moment to take a pause and shift, right? Take a pause, shift. Really, that's it. I mean, of course, there's other work. Of course, there's other work, which I talk about. Shadow work, super important. Shadow work is the most important because they will help to lower the energetic charge of a trigger. Okay. So let's talk about burnout real quick because so many of us are riding this line. I mean, especially if you are US based, the USA, it literally has us so just I mean, it's work, 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 hustle, hustle, hustle till you die. Sleep when you die type mentality. It makes you feel like you're worthless, like there is nothing else for you. And it's not a weakness. It is literally a biological survival response. Okay. And it happens when you're in chronic, unresolved stress that the nervous system can no longer compensate for. So you're literally in such a stressed, hypervigilant state that it's tearing your insides apart without you probably even knowing it. So what happens is that chronic stress, it elevates the sympathetic nervous system, which is your fight or flight. Okay. And in fight or flight, cortisol stays elevated. Okay. Adrenaline spikes become very frequent. Your vagus nerve, the tone drops, right? And you lose the ability to be able to shift from one state to another, right? From sympathetic to parasympathetic, sympathetic to parasympathetic. So eventually, after so long of this, the body basically shifts into freeze, collapse, or functional shutdown. All right. And I was in functional shutdown to the T, like to the T. So a lot of really high performers, we live in burnout, okay? At the edge of burnout. We live there. It is just normal for us. Push, 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 right? It's like normal. But let me tell you what's happening underneath the hood. So chronic cortisol release, it impacts your brain in major ways. I mean, your prefrontal cortex, I always talk about it. The blood rushes from your prefrontal cortex into the hindbrain. And so you don't have as much executive function here. So you make poor decisions. Your focus isn't as good. You have brain fog. You even have loss of verbal fluency. Like you start to miss words. I mean, I do that sometimes when I'm stressed and when I'm burnt out, when I'm sleep deprived, I miss words. That is a key. Like if you do that, you need to check yourself, maybe take a break. And then also our hippocampus and our amygdala, it affects that, right? So our hippocampus is where we consolidate memory. So there is memory impairment as consistent cortisol just keeps on leaking into our bodies. All right. So you're ruining these different parts of your brain. And then it can even decrease gray matter, which is the functional part of our brains, guys. So it is so important. We might think that we're doing the good thing by hustling, but we are ruining our physical bodies. This is creating a physiological response that is cascading into all types of issues for us. All right. It also affects our hormones. I could completely tell that I was off because, guys, our hormones, they control everything. All right. Moods, the way we think, how much energy we have. Okay. And I had like none. So it really affects your hormones. And then the problem with that is that when one thing goes wrong, it cascades into so many other things. So as my hormones were all off, that meant it was affecting my thyroid. Okay. It was affecting my thyroid. It was affecting my sex hormones, right? That's progesterone, testosterone, estrogen. All right. So all of these things got all mixed up and created just a big cascade of toxicity within the system, within my system. And I ended up not feeling like myself. I ended up having brain fog, no passion, no purpose, no energy, always just flat. I always felt flat. And I do believe that was hormonal because I went in to get my hormones tested because, like I said, I'm very aware of this stuff. So I always get my labs done. I always get my hormones tested, which is something that everybody should do, by the way. All right. And let me side note, they just came out and said that HRT, which is hormonal replacement therapy for women, does not give you cancer. They publicly announced that. So that myth is now busted and gone. So women, get your hormones tested, especially after 35. I would start getting them tested at 30, to be honest, with all the toxicity and all the craziness that's happening in the world. Go get your hormones tested. And if they tell you that you should get on HRT because you're all jacked up like I was, I promise you, do it. That doesn't mean that you have to stay on it forever. That doesn't mean you can't fix it naturally too. That's a longer road for you to fix your hormones. But I'm telling you, HRT will completely shift your energy and your brain. It's like when I started hormones, my brain turned back on. Okay. But burnout is what created the cascade of craziness in my system. So if you're finding that your fuse is so short, you better take a rest. Okay. Could be leading to burnout. So this also really messes up your energetic layer too, guys. I mean, we have our energy, that our aura, right? It extends outward. We have an electromagnetic field, and we all know that when your heart and your brain are in coherence, that field extends exponentially outwards, right? So when we're in burnout and we have that consistent hypervigilance within us, and our nervous systems are completely in sympathetic fight or flight, then that coherence gets all messed up. We are no longer coherent anywhere. So we literally become all jacked up, even in our chakra system. All right. Like your heart field, it constricts. The roots, your roots becomes really unstable. Your solar plexus, it overfires. Okay. And you disconnect from this. You disconnect from this, right? So all of your chakras are all over the place. Your energy is all over the place. So this is it affects every single part of your life. And we just like brush it off, guys. We brush it off as, oh, we're just working hard. Oh, well, we're definitely going to take a vacation, but not until the end of the year. Or, oh, well, my boss is going to get mad if I take care of you. This is the year that we need to start waking the F up to take care of ourselves. When did we start taking care of everybody else more than we took care of ourselves? Like, we need to turn that around. That thing needs to be different moving forward. 2026, guys, it's time. It's time to start taking care of us more than we take care of everyone else. Why? Not in selfish reasons, not for selfish reasons, but because when we take care of ourselves, we fill our energy storage back up, and then we're able to overgive. Like, we're able to overlove. Like, we're able to do so much more than we've ever done before when we're selfish with our time, with our energy, with our decisions. Okay. And it sounds like opposite, but I promise you, I've lived it. Like I said, I teach from lived experience. Okay. Like I started to pour into me last year, April 10th, to be honest. April 10th, when everything flipped on its ass, I started to pour into me. And that is why I am living my best life. That is why I'm able to give so much. That is why I'm able to travel to 3 different countries and 7 different states in a matter of, 6 weeks. That's why I'm able to do this, because I'm being selfish with how I spend my time, with the decisions I'm making, with who I'm talking to, right? An audit of people around me. A lot of people had to go. A lot of people got left in 2025. Okay. Tons of people, hundreds, to be honest. They have to go. So this is why it is time for us to start taking care of us, period. All right. I want to give you guys some signs and early warning signs of burnout so that you can catch yourself. All right. Before you get to the point where you want to off yourself. Okay. You don't want to get there. So physical signs, guys, of burnout. You would have potentially jaw issues, right? Like grinding. I mean, like tension here, all the time tension. Okay. I want you guys to actually do a scan, do a body scan, head to toe, take a deep breath in through your nose, and then sigh it out with a big ah. And do a body scan real quick from the top of your head all the way down to the tip of your toes. And then place awareness wherever you're holding. I want you literally to go to every single place in your body, everywhere in your face, your neck, your shoulders, okay, all the way down to your chest. All right. Down to your stomach, down your gut, right? Your hips, your arms. Literally feel every part of your body right now and see where you're holding. Because we all hold stress. And I bet a lot of you here, how many of you guys had tight jaw? Probably a lot, because it's unconscious. How many of you guys were holding like this? Maybe your shoulders were up. Unconscious. Guys, these are unconscious physical acts that we do. Like, this happens unconsciously. This is where we hold emotion. All right. I mean, I used to hold emotion in the crease of my thigh, right in my hip. That's a weird place to hold. I was like, whoa, I'm holding here. Like it's tight. So I want you guys to breathe into those places real quick. Give those places, send those places some love. All right. Like consciously send those places love and say, you don't have to hold anymore. You don't have to hold right now. You are safe. You are safe. You don't have to hold. And send love in that area. Okay. Because we all hold somewhere, but jaw tension is a very, very big symptom of early burnout. Like I said, waking up exhausted. All right. So I was waking up exhausted, not wanting to get out of bed. Sign of burnout. You're wired, but you're tired. We've all been there. Burnout, gut issues, your hair is thinning, hormonal imbalances, and maybe you're getting sick a lot. All right. All very, very early signs of burnout. Emotional symptoms, irritability, resentment, hopelessness. All right. Emotional numbness. You can't even feel anymore. I was getting to the point where I was so disassociated that I was just walking around as a zombie. Like I couldn't even feel anything anymore. It was like, ugh, just, flat. And then you might have brain fog. You might forget a lot of stuff. Okay. You might have decision paralysis. Paralysis. You might lose words. No, guys, it's been a long time. It's been a long day. Okay. It's been a long day. So forgive me. My funny pronunciation of words. I can't even say the word pronunciation. All right. Anyways, back to this. Guys, you will experience these symptoms. All right. And it could be an early warning sign that you're heading towards the other side of the line of burnout. All right. So if you're feeling any of these symptoms, then I really, really would advise or just encourage people to start to calm the nervous system. Okay. Because there's a specific way that you can kind of just easily stroke your body back into calm, out of burnout, right? And then reprogram the system to, heal and basically go back into parasympathetic where you rest, digest, everything is peaceful, everything is harmonious, okay? So if you're having any of these symptoms, I would just tell you guys, take a moment. The first thing that you have to do when you find yourself on the line of burnout is you have to stabilize your nervous system, period, point blank, because your nervous system has been on 10 for however long that you've been hustling and hustling and hustling and working and working and working. Okay. That could be years for some people. Could be years. Like a lot of us are walking this edge. So stabilizing the nervous system is the first thing that you should do. So what I would recommend people to do is take 10 minutes out of their day. All right. 10 minutes. 20 minutes, please give yourself time. What did I just say? It is time for us to start dealing with us, start helping ourselves, okay? Start giving ourselves what we have been given everybody else for years, okay? Give yourself 20 minutes a day to calm your nervous system. You can do this in many different ways. You can walk. That's the easiest one. Walk in nature, okay? That's literally the easiest way for you to stabilize your nervous system because you're not only letting your body calm down, you're using both sides and both hemispheres of the brain. You are connecting with nature, which lowers your brainwave states from high beta, which is panic and anxiety, to alpha, sometimes even theta, because you're so connected to nature. You're so present, right? So walking, guys, it also extends longevity. Like it helps tack on years of your life just by doing 20 minutes a day. Get outside and walk. And if it's winter, that sucks, but go to the gym, treadmill, walk around your house, walk around in circles. I don't know, get creative or put on a snowsuit and go walk outside. When I was in Detroit in December, when it was cold and snowy, I bought a heated jacket and I was walking outside because I was not going to miss my walks because I know how beneficial they are for our mental health, physical health, energetic health. Walking changed my life. So give yourself 20 minutes of that. If you don't want to walk, there's also vagus nerve stimulation. I talk about ways to do that all the time. You could create or get a bowl of cold water and ice, dip your face in. All right. That activates your vagus nerve and will bring your nervous system into parasympathetic. I mean, you can stroke the back of your neck, which feels really good. That activates your vagus nerve. You can play in your ears. You can hum, right? You can do, well, I was doing that on my meeting with the team, and it was so funny because I saw how I looked and it looked funny. So I want to do it for you guys. But do the, I can't even do it. Doesn't that look funny? I'm sorry. I had to do it for you guys because it looks so funny. But that stimulates your vagus nerve, guys. That's a good way when you're triggered. If you're ever triggered, go in a corner or just do it. Like, do that for a couple seconds and keep on doing it over and over until you feel your body shift into calmness, okay? Stimulating your vagus nerve is an amazing way to stabilize your nervous system. EFT is also great, guys. EFT. You hit on the different or tap on the different meridians of your body and you say affirmations or you say whatever you want to say, whatever you feel you want to say. And you tap on these meridians and I can feel my nervous system calming down already because these different places where you're tapping are energetic points in your body. They're energy meridians. So they cross into different parts of different systems inside of the body. So you're not only getting the stimulus of the tapping physically, but now you're saying whatever you want to say, your affirmations, I can feel my nervous system calm down. So EFT, another great way to stabilize your nervous system. All right. And then grounding, guys. I talk about grounding. Bare skin to the earth's surface. You're sucking up all those beautiful negative ions that all systems need in the body. And that shifts you into parasympathetic. If you ground for literally 30 minutes, skin contact to the earth's surface, I promise you, your nervous system will not be on 10 anymore. And then, guys, this is the baseline thing to health. Okay. Baseline, which is sleep repair. Okay. So you guys, get a wearable if you don't have one. All right. I've been using an Aura ring for more than a decade. I've been using the Aura ring. Why do I use Aura ring? Because I tried all the rest of them. I tried the Whoop band. I tried the BioStrap. I tried all of the different wearables. And I found that the Aura ring is most, it gives the most accurate readings. And that is because it takes an arterial reading, not a different type of reading, right? Because it's an artery right here. So it takes the arterial reading. So it gives you the most precise results. So I love the Aura ring. So sleep is baseline health, guys. If you're not getting into these beautiful states of sleep that you need to get into, then your body is not detoxing. So when you're in deep sleep, when your brain waves are in delta, your body is detoxing. Your lymphatic system, which is basically the lymphatic system of your brain, is detoxing your brain. So it's like, picture like a washcloth just washing away all the dirt from your brain. That's what's happening during deep sleep. Okay. It's getting rid of all the toxins in your brain. And then it resets your hormones. All right. It helps with emotional regulation and immune repair. Okay. This is all happening during deep restorative sleep. So if you don't get, I would say 90 minutes to 2 hours of deep sleep, then you're not completely detoxing your body. All right. And then same with REM. I would tell people get 90 minutes to 2 hours of REM as well, because REM is basically when you're reprocessing what has happened in the day into your subconscious, right? That's why when you do things like EMDR, which is, bilateral stimulation to help reprocess a memory, it is basically like acting like REM sleep. All right. Because this is when all of the hugely traumatic things sink into your subconscious and everything kind of consolidates there. All right. So you want to be getting at least 90 to 120 minutes of REM sleep. And I really would recommend this, guys. Like, sleep is baseline. That is, if you're not getting good sleep, you're not going to be in good health. You're not going to have good physical health, which will in turn affect your mental health. All right. Think about it. If you don't get deep restorative sleep, let's say you stay up maybe for a week, maybe you've been traveling. Now you're only getting like 30 minutes here, 30 minutes there. Think of how much toxicity is stuck up in your brain, because that washcloth, the lymphatic system, never had a chance to wipe off all the dirt. So that is just stuck there. So what do you think that's going to do to the way that you think, to the way that you process life, to the way that you speak, to the way that you act. It's going to affect it in a big way, right? So very, very important. Yes, EMDR. So eye movement desensitization and reprocessing is what that stands for. I'm glad I could say words this time. So that is basically bilateral stimulation to reprocess memory. So side note, I'll go into EMDR for a second. If you guys have lots of trauma, okay, childhood trauma, lots of even adult trauma, if you have huge emotional things that are stuck in your body that kind of haunt you, then EMDR is phenomenal for that. Why? Because like I said, it behaves like REM. In REM, your eyes are going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, right? So during EMDR, they might have you watch something that goes back and forth. They might have you hold rods that are vibrating in each hand, right? That's stimulation to each side of the brain, right? Back and forth, back and forth. There's all different ways of doing EMDR. But you're doing EMDR, right? So you're stimulating both hemispheres of the brain. And now you're going back into that memory, whatever charged memory that you have that you're trying to reprocess, you're going back there and you're explaining it in full detail, as much detail as you possibly can. And so your brain and your body is getting a chance to reprocess that negative memory, whatever is holding that charge. And now it's beginning to release. So I did EMDR multiple times in my life and it has been phenomenal. That's why I could talk about a lot of trauma, because I literally have reprocessed a lot of these things that I've been through to where it's just like telling a story right now. It's not like it brings up these traumatic emotional like, oof, like, oh, I can't, I'm going to cry. Like, I don't do that because I've done so much work to reprocess all of the stuff that's happened to me to lower the emotional charge, which is why shadow work is everything. Because the less that we are triggered, the more awareness we have and the more we can control ourselves when we feel our emotions taking over. We have control of everything at that point because nothing can control us. Because we are in full control of everything. Think about it. When you're triggered, how many times have you guys let a trigger mess you up and you're acting in the moment? Boom. I know it's happened. Look, somebody got triggered last year and ruined everything. And then was like, oh, crap. Oops. When the blood flow came back to the frontal, lobe. Oops. Well, that's the problem, guys. If you have never worked on your stuff, never did the shadow work, and you're allowing your emotions and emotional body to take over you, and your consciousness is not there, and you ruin your life during those moments, you cannot take it back. People can forgive you, your actions, but you can't take things back. I was just saying this. Your history is just fact. It's just what happened. It should not be good, bad, or anything. It's literally just is. It is. Your history is. All right? And you can't change it. So that's what shadow work is for. So you stop allowing, and I say allowing because that's what we do until we start to address ourselves and do the shadow work and do the hard work. That's what we do. We allow our triggers to take us over, and then boom, we ruin our lives. Don't do it. Promise you, a lot of sorrow will come from that. You can ruin a lot of stuff in the moment of trigger. So my advice to people, do the shadow work. Do the shadow work. That's why I'm able to talk about pretty much all of my trauma, because I've done the shadow work on it. My birthday last year, I went to a retreat and did hours of work on my birthday so I could let that go. This is the first time that I've publicly spoke about that day, my birthday last year, when I wanted to. This is the first time I publicly spoke about it. And I didn't really even have a flinch of like emotion as I was talking about it. Why? I literally spent hours and hours and hours and hours working on that day. So I didn't have to carry it with me. So I could forgive everyone involved, so I could forgive myself. Right? That's a big one. A lot of us, we forgive others, but do we forgive ourselves, which is the most important one of all, right? So yes, shadow work is necessary. All right. And this is what I teach, guys. By the way, my coaching program is open. If you guys want to fill out the application form, I am only keeping my applications open until March. So if you guys want to tap in deeper with me, then here you go. Here's the link. All right, back to this. So I have a question here. Let me see. Before you met the guy, what did you do for a living? How has your life changed since you met the ex? Okay, the ex. All right. So before my ex, I was the president of a mental health facility. And we were partnered with a really well-known celebrity, and we were about to franchise that mental health place all around the country. That's what I was doing before him. I actually had a podcast on Earn Your Leisure's network as well. So a lot of people are like, oh, well, he put you on and da, da, da. Well, guess what? I was already out here before him. So that's not really true. But anyways, all right, back to burnout really quick. Guys, I want to give you some more things to help address your burnout if you're having burnouts. Okay. Yes, divorced. Okay. So, if you're walking the line of that burnout, I said, nervous system stabilization, give yourself 20 minutes a day to calm down. All right. Sleep is necessary for resting, restoring your body, and then reduce your stress load before adding more. Okay. So don't take on any more projects. Don't do any more things that don't add anything to your plate, right? Look at your plate, assess your plate, and start tackling things on your plate. And don't add anything more until your plate is empty. All right. What must be removed? What boundary must be set? Where are you overgiving? Do a person audit in your life. Get rid of people that are sucking your energy. Trust me. I promise that on the other side of the sucked energy is freaking phenomenal, freaking sparkles. Okay. Seriously. I mean, I carried so much weight on my shoulders for so many years. So many years. I was carrying people because I loved them, right? They were my people. They were, come on, guys. No, don't do it. Don't do it. Do an audit of your circle of people around you and then literally see who is sucking the energy from you. When you release that, your energy storage is going to go through the roof. I literally have so much energy now because no one's sucking it off of me. I skip down the streets twice a day for like an hour each. You know what I'm saying? I'm like the happiest fairy in my magical world. Seriously. So do that audit. Guys, the end of the snake year is February 16th, 17th. So it's time to release them, release it. Okay. We want to go into Fire Horse with clean, clear energy that is our own. Okay. Our own. I'm going to probably do a live on the 16th to help us probably do a meditation to release all old energy and move into Fire Horse energy in a major way. So yes, guys, I will be live doing a meditation on February 16th as we enter in this new year with this new energy because it's going to be amazing. All right. So burnout, guys. After you calm your nervous system, get some good sleep, you help reduce your load, then make sure you support your physical system. This is nutrient support, hormone support. So things like magnesium, which so many of us are depleted in, all right? Omega-3s. I know this is probably nasty for a lot of you, but eat sardines. Eat sardines. Listen, because I don't like to take omega-3s because a lot of them, by the time that you ingest them in the pill form, it's rancid. So you don't know if you're really poisoning yourself and creating more inflammation than you're creating good. So I was like, let me just start doing it and trying to get my omega-3s from natural sources. So sardines, guys, I'm telling you, and it really doesn't taste that bad. They taste like tuna fish, just I promise you, eat 3 things of sardines a week and see how your brain functions. I promise you, you're going to love it. Yes, that's a hack. So make sure that you're taking some B vitamins and then have adaptogens if you feel yourself getting that stress, right? Getting more stress so you can lower your stress load. I mean, before I jumped on here, I took L-theanine. L-theanine is amazing. It's amazing for calming your nervous system and for focused energy. So I had drank like an entire cup of coffee before my team meeting, an hour before I was here, because it's my birthday, guys, tomorrow. It's my birthday. So I'm like, I'm going to stay up late tonight. I usually go to sleep by 10, and I'm going to stay up late, and I'm going to hang out with my family. I'm going to hang out with my kid. He just coded a whole video game last night. It was super awesome. So I'm going to stay up late and yeah, just do all the things because it's my birthday. So L-theanine, I took it before I jumped on here so I could calm the F down. And now I feel so much better. Like I don't feel like my heart is right now. Okay. So I would suggest all of you to get some magnesium and get some L-theanine, because those two things, if you're feeling all ramped up and hype and you can't settle down, then take those and boom, within 20 minutes, you feel your nervous system calm down. Okay. So very, very powerful, super powerful hack I just gave you guys. All right. And then literally reconnect to your body, because during burnout, you kind of leave, you disassociate. Okay. So try to reconnect with your body. How I do that, I mean, sometimes after I take showers and I'm putting lotion on, I'm just rubbing all parts of my body, right? With love, with intentional love. Okay. Think about it. We did that quick body scan and I told you to put attention where you're holding at and then send love in that area. Let me ask you guys, do a quick body scan again for those who joined me during that exercise and see if you're still holding there. I bet if you are, it's way less than it was before, right? Because now you're putting awareness there. You're reconnecting inside of your body, okay? You are now living inside of this amazing, I call it skin suit, that we have. Okay, so put awareness to your body, to the different parts of your body. How many times do you guys thank your biceps and triceps? How many times do you guys thank your pinky? You know what I'm saying? Get out of the shower and start rubbing on your body parts and thank them. That is going to help reconnect you to your body, okay? Rub your body, love your body, give your body hugs. I sometimes sit here and I give myself hugs. Like, I love you, because that is important. So I'll sometimes go back into memories, okay? When I was a little girl feeling very abandoned and alone, and I address that part of myself. So I'll literally picture myself as that little girl and I'll talk to her and I'll hug her. Like, I love you. You're okay. You're safe. I'm here for you. This is how you start working through some of that stuff that's caught inside of your body. All right. And they like conditioned us that this is crazy, like talking to ourselves, that, you know what I'm saying? They never taught us to give body love after we got out of showers. They tell us, don't do that. That's weird. You look weird. This is why we're so disconnected. This is why we're so disconnected to our intuition, to everything that is magic about us. This is why. So I don't give a F if I'm sitting in public and I'm on here even rubbing my body. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care. Because why? I care about this more than I care about any judgment from anybody else, because I live here. And if I live here, I want to feel the best that I can possibly feel at all times. Don't you guys? We have to start literally like being so connected to this that we stop letting external sources inhibit the way that we act and stomp our lights down, right? Dim our lights. We literally dim our light so that because we think that if others saw our light, that they would leave us, or they would not like us, or they would judge us, or they would hate on us. We got to get to a point where we're so comfortable inside of this that we don't care. Like, we don't care. This is why I am so transparent, because I don't care. That's where I want everybody to be, because at that point, you are so powerful, man. Like, it's beyond. And then this other thing about, I just had a great conversation with one of my team members, and he said something very direct to me, right? Very direct. And I said something very direct to him. And instead of getting offended, right, which our egos immediately will get offended when we feel like someone is attacking us or is like, saying something that maybe is against what we say, right? But that's what we all need to learn to do, because I'm so grateful for that because I don't want fakeness around me. If you have fakeness around you and yes, people that are always agreeing with you, you'll never grow. Not ever. Your real friends and the people that really love you are the ones that challenge you and everything that you do. Now, I'm not saying like hating on you, but I'm saying challenge you like, hey, I don't think that that's the thing. Hey, I'm seeing that you tripping right here. You're not doing what you're supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? You need people like that around you specifically for growth. And those are the people that actually care because they want to see you win. Because anybody that loves you is not going to want you out here tripping, right? So tell the truth. Let's be honest. Stop being so scared about other people's reactions that you withhold the truth. This is why we live in such a fake, phony world. We live in a fake, phony world. Everybody is lying for this reason. Oh, well, I'm not going to tell her because this. Oh, well, I'm going to stuff this because I'm scared they're going to judge me. Stop. It's time for us to get to know ourselves at the root. Start rewiring our toxic patterns that we were instilled with. All of us, every single last one of us was instilled with this at a young age. So start to rewire your identity. Start to go to the places that you're scared of because on the other side of that fear is your power. And that is what they've tried to steal from us by making us all scared to be honest, making us all scared to tell the truth. Who cares? Who cares? Be who you are. Because I would say 99% of people I feel are innately good, right? And we all really want the same thing: love, community, peace, right? We're all trying to get these three things. So why can't we just be real with each other? When we get more people to start being real, authentic, and stop lying and covering up and dimming their light, then we become into a different dimension. We have a whole different energy around the planet. And I promise it's going to be amazing. It's not going to be this weird stuff that's happening right now. Seriously. Anyways, guys, all I'm saying and what I jumped on here really to talk about is that burnout is a real thing. All right. And I was there so much so that I was not in a good headspace 364 days ago. And now that I have been able to work my way up from that, I can talk about it. And I want everybody out there not to experience the depths of burnout that I experienced. All right. Because it's not fun. Burnout is not a failure. All right. It's literally your body telling you that you are out of alignment and you need to get back in it. All right. And I feel like a lot of the time, a lot of autoimmune diseases that pop up, maybe even cancer, maybe even other things could be because we have been living on the line of burnout for so long. All right. It creates so much inflammation in the body, and inflammation is the basis of all autoimmune disease. So if you can ixnay that by starting to fill your cups up, then boom, your life becomes easier because you have more energy, you have more resources, you have more capacity to make good decisions. Okay? So that is why I told my story. That is why I'm teaching you guys about burnout. Please don't get to the place where I was at. And then here's the secret sauce to it all, though. Here's the secret sauce. When you get into alignment and you start to jump over those fear fences within yourself that we all have, and you go into some of those root issues that you have that a lot of us run from, then you start working through some of those root issues. You start to rewire some of those patterns. Then boom, you release the chains of your past. You start to get so present, so aligned that everything just starts falling towards you. And you don't even need to hustle for it. You really don't even need to work. What you do is you just do life, which is where I'm at right now. It's like the action automatically comes because I'm so far inside of my purpose and alignment in this energy that I'm just led. And it's not work. It's not effort on my part. It's just alignment. It's no effort. I mean, traveling a lot is a lot on the body, right? I know this. I literally just got back from Mexico, and then where'd I go after that? Mexico, Vegas, some other state. I don't know. I don't even know that. But I noticed my energy storage is like depleting. I'm like, what do I need to do? Well, I need to take a couple days off. So tomorrow, during my birthday, I'm not touching those screens. I'm not touching screens. I'm not going to go on socials. I'm done. I'm giving all that stuff to my team. My team can take care of it so I can enjoy a full day of rest, a full day of filling my cups back up so that I can step out into the world and give and be the person who I say I am, right? Because if we just keep on pushing, keep on hustling, keep on running out of gas, you're never going to get anywhere. You're just going to cause issues within your body. You're going to cause issues within your life, with your friends, with your family, because your mood's going to be all jacked up. Just don't do it. Give yourself back that space and time to prevent yourself from getting there. That's it. That's all. And someone wanted to see my dog. Come here. Someone wanted to see my dog. Because she was barking this whole time. So here's my dog, you guys. Her name is Ewok because she looks like an Ewok from Star Wars. Anyways. Yeah, she was barking. Sorry about that, guys. Anyways, so moral of the story, don't let yourself get to the point where you're burnt out. Moral of the story. Now, guys, I have a bunch of cute. I know she's super cute. She's like the cutest. I have a bunch of amazing stuff that I've launched within the past like week and a half. And I talked a little bit about it earlier, but my coaching program is now open, you guys, for the next 2 weeks. Apply here. So I'm not taking everybody because I don't have all the time in the world. And I really like to be very intentional with who I'm working with. And what you get with my coaching program is something that I used to do at the mental health gym. So when I worked at the mental health facility, I used to do protocols for different high-end clients, all right? And so when you sign up for my coaching program and we accept you, right, you'll meet with me for maybe 15 minutes to see if we're in alignment with each other and each other's energy. I can see if I can work with you. You can see if you can work with me. We basically figure out if we're a good fit for each other. After that, we set a 90-minute meeting. And I do a complete audit of your entire life. I'm talking, I want to know what's in your kitchen. I want to know about your parents. I want to know about your current, relationship. I want to know everything about your life, your habits, what are some of the things that you do? What's your day look like? Why? Because I have done 20 years of this research. I have experienced so many different modalities, so many different things to be able to bring my life back. At each time that it crashed and burned, which has done that so many freaking times, I have come back so much stronger each time by using the tools. And so when I do a full audit of your life, I'm able to see, pull that out, switch that over there, do this, add in this modality. Try to see if you can get over here for this modality, do this type of meditation. So I draw up an entire full protocol for people. And for the next 6 months, it's a 6-month commitment. We meet twice a month. I teach for a little bit and then we do a Q&A. So you're going to be working that protocol the entire 6 months that you're with me. I wanted it to be a 6-month commitment because that is how you shift your life. You dedicate your time, your energy to the change. And like I said, it's an application. I do not accept everybody because I don't want everybody, because not everybody is ready for the level of transformation that I'm going to demand, because I demand my people show up, for these meetings. I'm demanding you follow this protocol because I know what this will do for people. So if you're not in the energy of wanting that so deeply for yourself, then I don't want it. It's just not time, right? It's not in vibration with how I teach. All right. So it's a 6-month commitment. I give you a full protocol. We have our meetings and it's amazing. And so this is launching, guys, in March. I've already gotten some people that have signed up. I'm super excited to begin working with them. It's going to be amazing. All right. And so I just launched that. Like I said, applications will be closing in 2 weeks, guys. So if you want to, or just learn more about it, then you can check out my website here and it will talk about the program, or you could even go straight to the form to apply, because yes, it is very important to apply to make sure that everyone is in alignment and really dedicated to this work. So apply here. My bad. I had the wrong apply here link. So this is the application, guys. If you want to join me, like I said, you'll get a call back if I feel like we're in resonance with each other. And then we'll get scheduled for a 15-minute call to see if, even more, if we want to dive in with each other. And yeah, we go from there. So there's that. Now, I said I launched a couple amazing things. So I launched tours, 2 tours back to back with my amazing, great friend, Lama Tashi, which, guys, we will be going live next week together. Lama Tashi is a Tibetan monk, okay? And when I met him, I was like, dude, I love you. And he was like, yo, I love you too. And we just were like this. And it was just a match made in heaven because I have wanted, this is story time, quick story before I hop out of here. So with the whole drama of last year and losing everything, I lost a lot of people too, right? Because during divorces, people choose one side or the other. It's just the way it goes. They just do it. So, I mean, I would say 99% of the people went that way. Okay. So I lost tons of people, like tons of them. So I lost 2 people that I loved dearly. And I felt like they were a sister and a brother to me. I mean, in my home, I've had them in my home, and I felt like without these people, I couldn't do what I wanted to do with these tours. Okay. So I set up the tours at the old place. All right. That was me. So I wanted my own tours. So I kept reaching out and I wasn't really getting anything back. And I'm like, what is happening? Why? Like, why? I've done everything for these people. And I was holding on to that so hard. I was like, why would they just, not want to work with me? Why are they ignoring me? It was all fear-based, right? There was like a fear cord going to both of them. It was so much fear. And I was holding on to it because I was like, I love them. I just love them. I maybe they're busy making excuses. One day, after probably the 15th time of me hitting them up, I get a voice note basically saying, screw you. No, we're going to go with there. We're going to go that way. And I'm like, oh, okay. That crushed me, as many things did crush me last year. It crushed me. I'm like, dang, man, like I did everything. I set up all these things. I did all this, everything, operations. I set up the system. I made sure everything was good. I was the one that was fighting for the thing. Anyways, I was offended and betrayed. And I held on to that energy for quite a long time, maybe even for weeks, because I would hear myself talk about it, right? And so one conversation, one afternoon, I'm hearing myself talk about it. And I'm like, man, this is irritating. I'm always in observance, okay? But sometimes I just let the ego go. So I was listening and my higher self was looking at me like, come on, it's time to stop. It's time to stop. So I stopped myself and I was like, you know what? Let me stop complaining about this. Let me stop trying to hold on to this. And let me just let them go with love. Let me let them go with love. Let me forgive and just let that go with love and wish them the best, right? And cut cords. I cut the cords. I started to allow my body to feel that gratitude for them. I started to allow my body to feel forgiveness and understanding that they just don't know. What you don't know, you don't know. So I can't blame people for the unawareness, right? And so I'm sitting and I'm literally inside of my body feeling all these forgiveness vibes and these gratitude vibes. And I let it go and I let them go with love. Do you know that 1 week later, I was due to speak at Art Basel in Miami? All right. I was hosting a panel. And that is where I met my friend, Lama Tashi, the Tibetan monk. Guys, what? And then it wasn't even me. Lama Tashi approached me about doing tours around the world. Lama Tashi said it to me. This is what I'm saying. Synchronicities. All right. When you live in purpose, on purpose, things are gifted to you. God, source, universe is like, here, you want that? Here you go in a better way. Here you go in a more aligned way with you. This is an alignment. Now, my partnership with this beautiful, amazing spirit, Lama Tashi, Norbu, by the way, follow him. Lama Tashi Norbu. He's amazing. My partnership with him is so incredibly aligned, more so than all of the tours that I've ever done. Why? Why is this? Because I don't really like, I've never researched and looked too far into like ancient Civ and like aliens, and that's just never been my thing. Okay, I've always been health, wellness, spirituality. I'm over here with like my interests. Okay, so number one, Lama Tashi, we're taking people to the foothills of the Himalayas, such a spiritual place. We are going to be taking people inside caves where 1,000 monks and 1,000 nuns have meditated. Can you imagine feeling that energy there? Holy crap. I can't freaking wait. I mean, we're going to pick tea leaves and see the Himalayas in the background. And not only this, but a portion of the proceeds from this tour goes to sending little nuns and little monks to school. Come on, man. This is so aligned. Like, this is everything. It's everything. So that's the beginning of October. And then we're taking people to Shangri-La, Bhutan, for the last half of October. Shangri-La is what Avatar was based off of. That's the area. That is the place. The mystical, amazing, most energetic place, one of the most energetic places in the world. So we are taking people to the Himalayas, to Bhutan in October this year. All right. A portion of the proceeds goes to send little nuns, little monks to school. And I get to partner with someone that is so wholesome, so real, so heart-led. Lama Tashi, I couldn't ask for better anything. But what did I do, guys? I let that go. I let the old energy that was not in resonance, that I was resisting, right? I was trying to fight to hold them. I'm trying to grab, like, come with me, please. That got me nowhere. As soon as I let that energy go with love, I cut that cord, let that go with love. A week later, Lama Tashi shows up in my life. Come on. If that's not something, then what is? You know what I'm saying? Seriously. So, alignment. I didn't have to try to work for that, guys. It's not like I was like, oh shit, I gotta go look up tour guides in all these different countries. No. God was like, here you go. Here you go. Here's Lama Tashi Norbu. Here you go. He's going to help you with these world tours. There you go. Guys, I'm not lying about this. This is all real. Lived experience is what I teach off of. So there was many morals to that story. Many. You need to cut cords, okay? Cut cords, let energy go that is holding you down, holding you back, all right? If it's not in resonance, let it go with love. You don't have to even cut it off and be all mad. Screw them. No, you don't have to do that. Have understanding, have empathy. See, right? See through the lens of love. See through the lens of love, of pure love. That is God. That's your higher self. That is how you create a life that's beautiful, magical, and God gifts you every single day. That's how you do that. So, yeah, guys, that's the magic. That is the magic. So I really hope that you guys join me in the Himalayas, and then you join me in Bhutan. You could even go on both tours back to back, and you could stay with us the whole time, because the first one, the Himalayas, is the first week of October, and Bhutan is the last week of October. Well, I think it's first 2 weeks, last 2 weeks. So if you want to join us, guys, the registration is in the live chat, and it will be in the description. I really hope that you do, because this will be life-changing. It will truly be life-changing. I can't wait to meditate with all of you. And what I have also realized is that when you start to align with that divine source energy within, you start to vibrate and on a whole different level. Your frequency, your energy changes and expands. And at this point, I even tried this. Like, I'll experiment with this. I was in the car in Vegas, and I was with one of my team members and the driver and some other people. And I was like, let me just do an experiment and see if I can get people in a really good mood. So I was just sending heartfelt energy out, right? Like this, like intentionally. I closed my eyes for a minute and I was just like, good energy, good energy, good energy all around me. Do you know that within a minute, people started cracking up, laughing, smiling, like everything's like the best time ever. I was able to consciously raise that frequency. That was so cool. So when you get to a place of alignment, anyone can have this, but you can affect others. All right. And I swear my only goal in this life is to keep getting better, keep getting more aligned, keep getting more in coherence, keep getting healthier, keep getting smarter. You know, that's my only goal in life. So by the time October comes around, y'all gonna sit next to me and meditate. Boom, I'm gonna give y'all some magic. You know what I'm saying? Like my hands, they got magic. No, seriously. Seriously, because I'm going to be able to affect people in big ways. And people that have been around me, they know it. Just saying. But anyways, guys, I love you all so much. It has been a phenomenal, phenomenal time spending this time with you. Let me drop my coaching link in here one last time because I really would love for people to join me. It's going to be an amazing ride. And even in my inside, can I talk? Inside of my mentoring group, we became a family, guys. We became a real live family. And I know a lot of y'all are in here right now. So give me some hearts. Family. Apply here. Yeah, we became a family. So I'm hoping the same thing for my coaching program, which I know will be. All right. And I might even do like an in-person thingy for mastermind or something for my coaching group. So apply there, guys. It's in the chat. And for all of you who tapped in with me tonight, I love you all so much. Thank you for listening. Thank you for tapping in. I plan on going live more. I've been traveling so much. Let me know if you're in Costa Rica for Envision, the Envision Festival. I'll be speaking there. I think I'll be speaking on Friday between 5 and 6. So yeah, if you're in Envision in Costa Rica, check me out. Other than that, guys, everything is in the chat. If you want to come to Bhutan, if you want to come to the Himalayas, if you want to join my coaching program, and then rewatch this, please. Because what I'm trying to do is prevent people from getting to the line of burnout where you're just no good anymore. So stop yourself before you get there. Take care of yourself. This is the year for pouring into ourselves and for becoming real and sinking into our true identity, which is good, okay, which is love. All right. So that's the goal. I will be back on February 16th or 17th to do a meditation to move us in from the snake year to the fire horse year. Okay. So we'll do a lot of shedding. And I hope you guys have a lovely Valentine's Day weekend. If you celebrate, if you don't, I hope you have a great weekend. I know that I'm going to have the most amazing birthday tomorrow is what I do know, because that's what I'm going to create. So I love you all so much. Thank you for tapping in with me. Oh, it's been a long time since I've been live, and I remember now why I love it so much. So thank you, all of you. Please like, please subscribe, please comment, share all the things, and until next time, if no one told you today, I love you, and I love you just for existing. You don't have to do anything for me to love you. And I challenge all of you guys to tell somebody else that you love them tonight. And it should be easy. It's Valentine's energy, right? All right, guys. Until next time, which will be in a couple of days, peace and love. Peace and love.
Before we wrap, if you're done living in loop mode, the addictions, the emotional swings, the stuck seasons, start with a tool that actually shifts your state. Go to unlimitedmeditationpack.com and download the free pack I created. It's 5 targeted meditations with theta entrainment frequencies that drop you into the zone where real subconscious reprogramming happens. These sessions calm your system, clear the old patterns, and open you up to better health, better connections, more clarity, and a life that finally moves. Start there. unlimitedmeditationpack.com.